Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Heart, Mind, and Voice Show. Hello, ladies.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello. So glad to be here tonight. It has been an interesting week. If I tell you some good news, some bad news, but some exciting news
Mhm.
for someone in particular that's in the state of Texas. But anyway, ladies, how are you all doing tonight?
We're great. I'm great.
Good, good, good. I think we need to get some Red Bull because we need to turn up the volume, turn up the energy, turn it
Mm.
up. We have family that are watching us and they may be feeling just like us. How y'all
I'm
gonna lift
feeling good.
up tonight? So let's go ahead and get those spirits lifted up and do whatever we got to do. Shake it off and know that we are here for you. Hi, Katrina.
Hello.
Hey, Katrina.
It's your girl, Coach Shalonda. We have your girls, Miss Sirius K.
Hello, everybody.
And your girl is back, y'all. Miss Queen A.
Welcome back, Queen A.
Thank you. It's so good to be back, especially back home in the state of, even though New York is my home, I was in New York, but it's so good to be back home in your place and everything. So I'm excited. I'm happy to be back.
Absolutely. We're so glad to see
That's
your beautiful
good.
face. And that red lipstick, it is really glowing on you. Tell us what that red, where you going tonight?
Well, for those of you who probably know, I don't want to talk about it too much. I don't want to start crying, but my mom recently passed away. So that's why I was in New York. And to honor her birthday, she loved red lipstick. Her birthday was yesterday. So she died on the 6th of August 6th, and we found out about it a week after she died. So I went to New York, and right before she turned 62, which was August 20th, she passed away before she even made it to her 62nd birthday. So to honor her and to say, Mommy, I love you and everything, and to honor her birthday, I wore the red lipstick because that was her theme. And everyone knew her for her beautiful smile and her red lipstick. So
Oh,
I love it. I would have worn my red lipstick
I
if I
know.
would have known. Yeah.
thank you. Thank you.
Well, happy birthday, beautiful angel, Miss Benita. We love you.
Yes.
We miss you. We know that you're at a much better place than we are here on this
Yes.
Mhm.
radius.
Before
That
we get into
part.
anything, I just want to say this is very interesting, right? Because I'm not going to get too much into astrology, but we just spoke about closure, right? We like our topics has been closure and knowing when to close that door. And right, I think it was right that 2 weeks ago on the last show that I was on, I spoke about I mentioned that my eighth house was in Leo, right? Eighth house deals with
Hmm.
death. My mom is a Leo. She died in the eighth month. Now, if I get more into it, the depthness of like certain like when you may lose a loved one, it depends on what happened in your chart. So when I looked at my chart, things were happening around that time, and my eighth house in Leo represents authority. So um it kind of showed that I would have had a loss with somewhat of authority figure, which was my mom, and she died in the eighth month, and she was a Leo. So that was just very interesting, and I would love to
Wow.
talk a little bit. Yeah, it's a very deep topic, and I would love to explore that, but we can't do that on this show. That's going to be for Patreon. So y'all may want to go ahead and join, and we're gonna send the link out probably later today or next show, because we're gonna talk about all these exciting things and how to be prepared for certain things, because we certainly were not prepared. And then when I tell you, it was just I'm now trying to gather my marbles and gather myself together, because it was just such a challenging trip, and so many things occurred during that time.
Yeah.
Just going there and even coming back. I mean, it just so many things happened, and I had to take a trip again to New York to we're gonna have a ashes ceremony to spread her ashes. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're so glad to have you back, fam. We are so glad that you guys are tuned in. Hello, Miss Mickey. We missed you last week. I think Miss
Hi,
Mickey was
Nick.
away taking her
She was
child.
out of town.
Yeah. So, ooh, girl, free, free, free.
Yeah.
So glad
Yeah.
you guys are back and tuned in. And Patrina, I believe she's talking to you, Queen A, but
Um,
it's whatever I call.
Trina. So,
I'm
okay, Trina, I do apologize, honey bunch. I apologize. I was not in a state of mind to. It was so many people. I put it on social media. I didn't have your number, but it was so much going on. To be honest with you, I didn't get to
Yeah.
contact so many people because I was just in a certain state of mind. So I do apologize to you for that. And when I come back to New York, I just need your number. I'll look for Shahi to ask him for it, and we'll connect then.
Yeah.
all right, Katrina. So I didn't
Yeah.
know Katrina was in New York. Oh,
Yes, she's
I
in
did
New
not
York.
know that.
Okay.
She's a faithful fan from New York. All right. I love New York.
Mhm.
Love the people in New York. Queen A always tell me that, girl, I don't know. I feel like you're from New York sometimes.
I'm telling you, her personality, she's like she looks.
No. But we're so glad. This has definitely been a very interesting week. For me, I would even say crazy. And as I say crazy, let's get off into one of our hot topics. I really want y'all to listen to this because I think it needs to be communicated or talked about because during this pandemic, and I know I'm not the only one, and I want the fam to chime in on this as well, but it's almost like something is okay. One thing, I watch a lot of scary movies, and people did not believe me in the past when I used to say, okay, y'all, come on now. A lot of scary movies are truthful. You just have to read between the lines. Since we're watching a movie, you got
Mhm.
to look between the scenes. I'm telling you, a lot of stuff is true. It is true. And
Yeah.
all of a sudden, I've been watching alien movies for years. Now all of a sudden, aliens really do exist. Some places they
Mhm.
can start going. And you actually can look up history, and there are some places where there are people that eat people. I mean, not to get too graphic, but I'm
Yeah.
telling you, a lot of that stuff is true. Where do you think they get the ideas from? Oh
I'm
my
telling you.
God,
Oh
not
yeah.
creative mind, because they can actually create a monster or things. You remember Bigfoot and just okay, and then they know exactly
Mhm.
they can match a Bigfoot to a Bigfoot.
Right.
It really looks like a Bigfoot. And
Nikki
aliens,
Green said, she said, I'm eating. I
oh,
guess she's
I'm
saying,
sorry.
okay.
She's probably like, okay, really.
Oh Lord.
I'm so sorry. But I said all that to say I feel like it's something in the atmosphere that's going on since the pandemic.
Of
I
course.
feel like since I mean, people been crazy, for years, but I'm just saying since the pandemic, since 2020, it seemed like it has went up a notch as far as
Yeah.
people, their mental space, their mental, not just
Yeah.
capacity, but ability, how they
Right.
think, how they operate has been wild. And so we wanted to discuss briefly about this article that we found. I don't know if the fam have heard about or read about. I know we all have, media news, Apple, phones or whatever, and things just come across our screen. But this young lady, was she in Florida? I think she was in New
Yeah.
York. Oh, she was
Oh,
in
Oh, I
gosh.
thought she was in
Oh,
Florida.
yeah, New York.
Oh,
I
she
thought it was New
yeah.
York. You
But
know what? It's either or.
yeah, it's either or because
Yeah,
sometimes
because I read it.
New
Yeah, in
York,
Florida.
with Florida and New York. However, y'all, she was a disgruntled. You talking about somebody went postal? Oh, she didn't go postal the way that we know of postal, where they shoot up everybody in there. I mean, that's not good either. But literally,
Lord.
as you see, disgruntled HR exec deleted 17,000. I don't know if we have anyone in the audience that are in HR. I have a lot of experience, but I don't know if we have someone that is currently in HR. 17,000 resumes and destroyed personnel data.
Mm.
This lady was so upset. It was a female. I ain't gonna say what race, but anyway, it was a female.
Our people, y'all, our people.
Not a Karen,
Yes,
y'all.
Bonquisha.
This was a Bonquisha. This was no serious case. She was an exec, so maybe not Bonquisha, but
She's Bonquisha. Execs are Bonquishas, believe me. They sit in my chair.
she was
You will see
Bonquisha.
a different side of them outside of that office.
Y'all, she got so upset about her firing, and let me tell you something. She actually got charged. Yes, she got charged. She is
She's
facing up
better.
to 15 years in prison.
And was it
15
even worth
years.
it though? Like, was that even worth
I
it?
know.
You don't think she should go to prison? Maybe she should go
Uh,
to jail.
hell to the
She
yes
is.
to go to prison.
She should go to the institution. I don't think she did. Like I think she somewhere up
But
there.
but but if she have a history of doing, it looks like she's just angry. So if she have some type of history of doing things that's kind of crazy, like it shows she has some type of mental illness, then yes. But she would have to get a good lawyer to prove that she got mental issues.
Well,
But she probably could, with everything that's happening with the pandemic. Like, look, I was just stressed. The pandemic got me.
exactly. I mean, we
Yes.
was trying to tell her what to do, but but honestly, it really seemed a little cuckoo to me. I don't know, Serious K. What you?
Yes.
I don't know. What do you think, Serious K?
Girl, this girl, again, Bonquisha say, if I can't work here, can't nobody work here.
Ain't
She said,
nobody.
I'm deleting it all. I'm gonna delete
No, but you
everybody.
know what? Now, I shouldn't say this, right? But I'm gonna have to address certain people. Forgive me for interrupting this show
No, go ahead.
because
Yeah, go ahead.
Patrina, this is not the place. You and I can have a talk offline about whatever issue or whatever. This is not the place for it. So you try. He can give you my number. We can talk, but this is not the place. And I say that to say because this is interesting because people been coming for me, y'all.
Really?
Oh,
Yes. And let me tell you, at my mom's funeral, I don't want to say just in case this person is watching the show, I had a stalker to come to my mom's funeral. And yeah, I'm telling you, I'm not gonna get into the whole thing
oh
just
my God.
and it's like people are really, and it's like this is not the time when when you just everything that's going on is a time when people should be coming together, should talk things through, should talk things out. So Patrina, I love you, but if you got an issue with me, honey, you're gonna have to address me offline about that, and you and I are gonna have a conversation, okay?
Amen. This is the Heart, Mind, and Voice show. So we're all
Yeah.
about feeling the heart.
Yes, and it's like
Mind.
Yeah,
yes.
positivity. Yeah.
Yes, that's what we about. That's what, and everyone who knows me know I am a positive person. I'm a
Yes,
loving person. I'm a loving being. I have a heart
Hmm.
full of gold. So,
absolutely.
and people lately, y'all, they been coming for me, y'all. Better
Oh
let people
Lord.
know.
Come for Queen A.
No, don't do
Y'all gotta
that.
come
She,
to the Series K. And
yeah, you
you don't
gotta
want to
come
come
through
to the
all of
coast.
us.
Y'all don't want to come to
Yeah.
y'all don't
And
want to come to the
Mm-mm.
pasture coast.
Mm-mm.
because we represent that. We represent the Heart, Mind, and Voice show. And
Yeah.
it's interesting because I got a call just maybe 2 days after finding out about my mom. I got a call from someone early in the morning, waking me up, asking me, "Do I have a personal issue with her?"
Oh,
And I'm like,
wow.
Oh
"Honey,
my
my
God.
mom just died." Like she wanted to have a long conversation, and I'm like, "I'm not in a space." And it's like I've noticed lately, like, and this is my journey going to New York and just being in New York, where I had people really coming at me, y'all. And I just had to address it on the show because look, I am all about love, and we are a Heart, Mind, and Voice show. We all about truth. We all about authenticity, transparency. So we have any issues with one another, we have to definitely talk it out and address it. And Patrina, if I did anything to you or your mom, I apologize that I didn't know about, but we will definitely have a conversation offline about it.
Yes. And make
Yeah,
sure
we have to be sensitive to one another's hurts. We have to be sensitive to that. We have our personal issues with our family and everything like that. But when we're hurting, you have to be sensitive to that person. And then, like you said, Queen A, find a time and a place
Yes.
to address that.
that's right.
Not
Yes.
right away when the person is hurting. Just wait until they get through that. If you have any issues, you address those issues. But right now, you're still hurting. This is fairly new.
That's right.
I mean, and
Absolutely.
and I couldn't even imagine what you're going through. Your mom was gone and you didn't even know until a week later. So we have to be sensitive to that and be
Right.
mindful. I mean, think about what if it was me? How would I feel?
Right.
We always have to
Right.
put ourselves in other
Yeah.
people's shoes.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Yes.
I'm glad you put that out there because some other people may be dealing with what you're going through and don't know how to deal with it, with loved ones coming, expressing their feelings while I'm feeling. So
Right. And
it's good that you address that.
And for me, the type of person I am, and I'm so sorry to interrupt the show, y'all, but this
No,
is
no,
this
you're
is
good. Go ahead. This is
but
what we're all about, y'all.
yes,
Real
Yeah.
true, reaching out to the community, really, really feeling the heart and mind. I told
yes,
y'all about this pandemic. See,
yeah.
I just
Yeah.
And and for me, I'm the type of person that I don't know how to, how can I say? I don't say I don't know how to receive like support. I do. And people showed up in amazing ways and supported me throughout this journey with my mom and just having to go to New York and making the last minute changes. But for me, people had to keep reaching out, and I just wasn't reaching out to people because that's just the way I deal with things. Like
Yeah.
sometimes I go into my shell because I need time to process. I need time to think. And sometimes people take it the wrong way, and that's not my intentions at all. Sometimes I just need to be in my space so I can have peace and I can sort it all out and sort it through and then come back and begin to
Yeah.
communicate with everyone. And I think some people have a hard time understanding why I'm so disconnected, but I'm not necessarily a disconnected person. It's just, it's just what I was going through, all type of feelings, all type of emotions, and especially the way my mom was found. She was found in a car, and that's very hurtful to not trying to figure out how did she die, what happened, who was she with, and having all these emotions and all these things being in my mind and being sorted out, and I had people really coming for me, and I'm like, I don't understand it. And it's like,
Yeah.
and I did. It was in my mind to reach out to a lot of people because I know people wanted to be there and support
right.
the family, support me. But I was not even in the space to even reach out to people and and even do things. And people, I had so many people like, why you didn't reach out to me? Why this? And they were angry with me. I'm like,
Oh.
y'all. So
Wow.
like I'm sitting here I'm planning a funeral, burying my mother, and people are like coming at me, taking it so personal. And I'm like, why are you taking it personal? Like I'm hurting and you're coming for me. You're getting at me, and it's like, it's so frustrating. And I so now I'm kind of in a space of I kind of feel like I want to go into a bubble somewhat, but not, I won't necessarily do that. I still got business and career and everything to conduct. I have you all, which I love. I have my friends and family, but sometimes I feel like I just need to go into a bubble just to kind of get healing and be in a certain space and be protected from certain
Yeah.
things.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I hate that, that it happened, but a lot of times things happen because it does need to be addressed. And,
Mhm.
if it happened publicly, it needs to be addressed.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes.
A lot of people need to understand that these things are real. People feelings, people emotions are real. And as Nikki said, you don't have to apologize to anybody.
Thank you, Nikki. I love her.
Yeah, you don't have to apologize. And another thing we have to understand as people, there's no time limit in grieving. People
Mm.
people have grieved for years. People will grieve, and move on. But there's no time. Everybody is different, and whatever is required and whatever it takes for you, then that's what it takes for you, because we're all created differently, you
Mhm.
know, and so we all handle things differently. And so
Mhm.
whatever it takes for you to heal and to get past a lot of things that we are
Yeah.
required
Right.
to
Yes.
allow the process,
Yeah.
because it's your life. And I noticed that too about a lot, especially especially in the current environment. People take so much
Yeah.
personal. It's like you can't
Yeah.
even tell a person how you
Yeah.
feel. They will take it
Right.
personal. It has nothing to
Right.
do with
Yeah.
them.
You
Yes.
have to, that's why we gotta learn how to take self out of it. You know what
Yes.
I'm saying?
Yes.
That's the thing.
Yes.
We always putting ourselves in it. Oh, it's about me. Oh, it's about me. Oh, they're targeting me.
Right.
Right.
In your situation, Queen A, I would have said, hey, if I was there in New York, I would, and I know what went on with your mother. How can I help?
Yeah.
Put that to
See.
the
Right.
side. Take me out of it.
Right.
How can
Mhm.
I help?
Yeah.
You know,
Yes. Yes.
like
Yes.
that's the thing. We're selfish. Some of us, we're just selfish people.
Just if
Yeah.
self.
I'm not necessarily talking about your relative. I'm just
Right.
speaking in general. We can
Right.
be selfish
Exactly.
people.
Yeah.
That's so true. And I do, especially during the pandemic, I felt like people were pulling on me, and it just like my energy was so zapped. And I'm like, I don't know what's going on. Sandrine, she said, Lord, it's time for retrograde.
God.
That's in September, towards the end of September. So this is gonna be the last of it this year until next year again. But it's very interesting, and I look at and I'm questioning a lot of things like what is going on because um I just feel like sometimes when you're in a space in your life and you get ready, like something's great open up for you, you have all type of hell that's gonna break loose.
Yes.
And this was my hell. Like I was like, and I just had people coming for me and people like just kind of zapping my energy and taking things personal. And I know we do, but that's why more than ever, especially during the pandemic, it's so important to communicate. Communicate how you feel, communicate if you're upset about something, communicate, but you got to also know when it's the space to do that. Like don't just come to a person when a loved one just passed and like, hey, I feel like you're not paying attention to me. What?
Yeah.
Or even at the funeral, like at my mom's funeral, the person comes and she's like, I feel like you're not here with me. You're not. What?
Oh my. Oh my.
So I don't even want to tell a story, y'all, because I don't, just in case the person watch it, but I
Well,
had like
look.
a lifetime movie experience. It was like a stalker. Who
Well,
cares?
I
She
think
knew my whole life.
that's crazy. I like what Nikki said though, Queen A. She said you need a break and a fasting from people. People are concerned about their feelings and not what you're going through.
That's
yes.
right. Mm-hmm.
And you know what? And this is what I'm learning, right? And I'm so sorry to bring this up, y'all, but this is like, I just want to be transparent and just pour my heart out. But this is what I'm learning because I'm such a nurturer. And people used to me always giving, paying attention. And now I'm realizing some things that I've been through in life. And I remember someone said this to me, you went through what you went through because of your own heart. I'm like, what? Like, and that's what I'm realizing. Sometimes you got to place boundaries on people, friends, family, whoever, I don't know, but you just got to place boundaries on situations, on people, because sometimes you need to heal your heart. And however, we do that, then that's just how it's going to be. So, and that's what I'm learning, to place boundaries and not be so nurturing, not be so giving, unless that person is investing back in a healthy way, mutually.
Yeah.
So,
That's right. That's good.
That reminds me of as you evolve in life, how your circle gets smaller and smaller. So as you evolve and that as you grow mentally, your circle gets the job is worse than any. Okay.
Hand flu.
Jab.
The jab. Yeah.
Wow. Okay, Queen A, we're gonna need you to exit the building because you keep bringing up.
No, I'm telling y'all, I don't know what
crazy
is going on.
fans.
Let me tell you, like, I swear, like, and I didn't tell my family about this. Like, I told my family after, I'm like, y'all, I got a stalker, like, that showed up, and this person seemed like they knew my whole life. And everybody was like, who's this person? And this person was just like talking like they just knew my whole life. And my family, and they asked me afterwards, like, who's this person? I told them, and I said, thank God, because I know how my family can get a little bit crazy. And I said it would have been a hot mess at the funeral. So thank God I did not, say anything. I just kept it cool. I act like I knew the person.
Yeah.
I act like I was friends with the person forever, just to keep the peace and keep everything cool. But afterwards, I was like, oh my God, like, what is going on?
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
But this is so good. We're loving this. All these special people are coming through.
We got more viewers now. Wow.
What we
I
do,
love
this is
it.
our heart, mind, and voice. Y'all come on in the room.
Come on in the
Coach Shalonda and Serious K. This ain't my specialty, y'all.
upper
But
room.
y'all too.
Come on in the room.
Come on in.
Look. Serious K, she taking
healing.
psychology, y'all. So she gonna be dealing with the mental illness. Coach Shalonda deal with bipolar folks. That's who she attracted because that's what she meant to heal.
Ooh.
So look, I'm bringing them in for y'all, but I don't deal with it.
Come on in the room. And just so the HMV fam know, all my life, I think I've said this before. I think it's just so, especially with the type of show that we are. I like that there's a uniqueness here, with our type of show. But all my life, I've always attracted people with mental disorders. And I thought that I had one. And like, no joke, like true story. I thought that I had like I'm being very serious right now. I thought that something was wrong with me. And so I sought out to see, and I think I was in therapy at the time. I was in a therapy, and the therapist was a licensed professional therapist, but he was also an ordained pastor. And so very gifted and very educated. He was a licensed professional therapist. And so I told him, I said, I always attract, okay, can we get the producer to do something with Patrick's time? Because we're not talking about the government right now. So if Patrick can hold on and we talk about the government, tune in and listen.
Who is Patrick?
I have no idea.
Who are you?
He's gone.
I mean? He's blocked right now.
See, look.
See what I'm talking about? Oh, but anyway, if we can get through this show.
That means we're doing something
Did
great,
we say
y'all.
something about the government
Yes.
tonight?
Yeah, he did.
We didn't say that we
didn't say anything.
Oh, okay.
The person
I'm lost. Okay, come on.
Seriously, like what? But anyway, so I was talking to my therapist about, how I was attracted, is something going to ask me the questions to, so I can see, is something going on with me mentally. And so he said, you have a special gift, you have the gift of healing. That's why you're always attracting people with mental disorders, and I'm like, oh my God. And I remember one time, our well-known bishop, that's prophet, that one of the prophets had told me that there was a special anointing there, with me. But I didn't believe it at the time. Sometimes we get prophesied to, we don't believe it. We're like, okay, whatever.
Yes, right, yes.
And that was me. I'm like, oh, whatever. And so, but I would always, and they would always be attracted to me. I mean, always, they would get attached and never want to go away. I didn't understand it. But, as life, went by, as my grandmother said, keep on living, honey. You will see. Life will unfold itself.
Yes.
And so as I continue to live, I realized, oh my God, now I see, now I understand why they're attracted to me. And of course, God is working with me as far as my patience, because now years ago, isn't that crazy? When I wasn't aware what I had, I was patient with them. Now that I'm aware, I'm not patient. Like, get away. Oh my God, get away. They can take you through a lot if you're not walking in the spirit 24/7.
Yes. Sandrine said that can be so draining for the person.
There you go.
It is.
Yes.
It's draining.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. It can be.
Yeah, very, very, very so. I tell you, we have gotten all the way here, but this is good. This is what this show is all about. So, hey, that's a good thing. I'm glad, because that means we're doing the work, right?
Yes.
We're doing the work. Now, let's move on to our next topic, y'all, about hair transplant. Now, us Black women, and I'm sure, Sirius K has been in the hair business forever. So, for a long time.
Have mercy.
My God.
Sirius K, you've been in the business for a long time. So I know, if it's just not just our culture that loves hair, I'm sure that other race loves hair too. I mean, the other race, like the foreigners, they don't need any hair. They give us the hair, okay? So, but as far as we love to wear weave, we love to wear, wigs. But honey, we want to talk about this hair transplant. Now, Marlo Hampton, I'm sure a lot of you guys know her. I don't know. You may not watch Real Housewives of Atlanta, but if you do, she's she's not a peach, but she was like really good friends with Nene way back. I don't know if she still is, but she was before. Nene is no longer on the show. But Marlo, from time to time, she have appearances on the show. So she decided she had edges problems, like most Black women. Why do you think that is so serious, Kay? Why do most Black women have edge problems?
Well, because of the trauma that we put on, and the strain that we put on our hair and our scalp. We take our hair through shock when we do all this stuff. This week we want to color our hair blonde. Next week, no, I want some braids. The next week, no, give me a sew-in. Next week, no, take the sew-in out. I think I want to start my locks. No, okay, it's time to get the relaxer back. You take your hair and your scalp through so much trauma.
Uh-huh.
And then some of us, we're putting the relaxers on, we're letting them stay on too long. We're going to the
Yeah.
grocery store with the relaxer on and we're coming off. There's nothing, let me just put that out there. There's nothing wrong with a relaxer. You can have healthy hair with a relaxer. You can have damaged hair with a relaxer. You can have healthy hair with natural, and you can have damaged hair with natural. So whatever you do, whatever you choose, just make sure that you're taking care of your hair and it's healthy.
Absolutely.
Now, we lose our hair, as women and men. And sometimes it happens because of hormones. It happens because of stress, sometimes because of medication. Of
Right.
course, I talked about the trauma on the scalp and the hair. And eventually it won't grow back.
Right.
It won't grow back. And sometimes we're born with alopecia. Sometimes the alopecia is
Oh,
genetic. And so like I said, we love hair, we want hair. So poor little Marlo,
I
she put her
know.
trust in the hair plant doctor, and what they did was, what they normally do is they take your existing hair, like wherever she had hair at. Sometimes they take it from the bottom, like close to the nape of your neck, and they take it and they transplant it in your scalp. Now, I don't know what
wow.
kind of chemicals they use to do this, while they're infusing this hair into your scalp. So whatever it was, it looks like she had an allergic reaction.
Mm-hmm.
The hair
Wow.
doesn't it doesn't continue to grow or anything like that, because of course, most times your papilla is dead. So your hair won't grow back, but they just kind of filled it in for. And so I think that they probably should have done, I don't know if they did a test on it, but they should have did a test first and sent her home, like just do one little strand and sent her home and see how it went, then come back. I don't know if this person was licensed or legal, but she looks really bad. I think she
Really
probably should
bad.
have did like Jada and Ricky Lake. Jada was like, "Hey, I don't know what else to do. Let me just shave it all off.
Right.
Just shave it off. Put some wigs on. She wear wigs anyway. Why not?"
Right.
She said
But
That's
she
I
true.
feel
got tired of.
sorry for her. It looks bad.
I know. She said
It,
she got tired of wearing wigs and stuff. She wanted to wear her natural hair, pull her hair back in a ponytail when she wanted to, and just be
yeah.
free from the wigs and the weave. But go ahead, Queen A. You were going to say something.
No, I said it's amazing what we go through as women just to beautify ourselves and to make ourselves look, beautiful and perfect. And there's other ways to go about it rather than, messing up your natural ways, your natural beauty. It's just
Yeah.
like, like for me, I wanted butt implants, right? So,
I hear you.
you know, but just hearing all of the stuff that goes along with it, how so many people, like, they had fat transfer from one part of their body into the other part, like transplants, and just having the silicones in it, and all type of stuff is happening, and it's not natural. It's not who you are. So I believe sometimes taking certain type of maybe going the um what is it called, holistic approach,
Yeah.
maybe
Yeah.
taking a holistic approach, maybe taking certain vitamins, eating right, eating healthy. A lot of what's in certain foods and vegetables, that's where we get our nutrients for our hair, for our
Mm-hmm.
energy, or whatever. So sometimes the thing is, we want everything fast, we want quick results. So we
Yeah.
go
Yeah.
and we pay all this money for quick results, and look what happened. Like, she had a major
Mm-hmm.
allergic reaction, and now she probably had to spend extra just to repair that. So we have to
Yeah.
look at the holistic approach. It takes time with the holistic approach, but guess what? Is in the long run is going to pay off rather than doing things quickly for quick results.
Well, it's
Yes.
interesting that after her interview, or after she came out with her video, because she said she is gonna upload. She did a whole, like, her whole little mini documentary on during the entire process, and so from all the fluids and stuff from her brain head or whatever, it all came down upon her face, and she looked like she's been in
Yeah.
a terrible fight. But over time the doctor did tell her, at least from her, where she's saying that she'll be fine, it'll go away, it's just a reaction from. But
Wow.
I wanted to say, Candy Burris came out as well and talked about, she's just being free as well, talked about the surgery and stuff. She looks great. I didn't even know she had a lot of work done, but she talked about she had
Yeah.
lipo. I didn't even think she could have lipo. She wasn't even that size to have lipo. I thought you had to be like really obese to have.
No, no, no.
Yeah.
With
No.
lipo, you have, first of all, with lipo, you can't it's certain type of fats. Like, I think it's transverse fat, but it's like, whereas, like, you have to somewhat be in shape or somewhat skinny, but just have loose fat in order to get liposuction. Because if you're obese, is I think it's called transverse fat. I can't remember what it is, but if you're obese, you have to. Kennedy got a breast reduction as well. Oh wow, she got a breast reduction.
Yes, she did.
Hi, DJ. Oh,
Hey,
goodbye,
DJ.
boo-boo.
Okay, get off.
Oh, I love him. He's just so supportive. Look at
Good
him.
vibes. I love it. He came right on time.
Look.
Girl, look at him. Lord. He speaks through the babies. Good vibes. Yes.
Look, he's preparing y'all. He look and see what Mama do, because he's like, I'm gonna be doing this too. You know, we wouldn't be surprised. He got a whole YouTube show going on.
I know. Bye, man.
But yeah, so you can't be obese, because that's considered a certain type of fat which can destroy the body if they would do liposuction. So it has to be loose, like loose skin or loose fat, in order to do a liposuction.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Oh, wow, that's crazy. But yeah, as our producer said, yeah, she got a breast reduction as well. But I'm like, even in that, her breast did not. I don't know. Maybe I wasn't looking at. I don't know.
But she looks good though.
In Atlanta, they do a lot of, especially the Black women. They do a lot of work in Atlanta.
That's
they
what
do
Candy was saying.
on your body.
You know, maybe that's why I came to Atlanta. I was trying to figure out, God, why you sent me to Atlanta?
Everybody's body looked just so perfect. Everybody just looked good. Like, okay, all y'all look the same.
How do y'all feel about? Would y'all get any work done? Do you know of any work that you would get done on your body? Queen A, Series K. I definitely know I will.
Yeah, definitely.
I would. Yeah, I would.
Yeah, I would.
But you know, it's funny because you know I do like I have I'm a little self-conscious about the back area. You know, I'm blessed in the front, but the back I gotta do some work. The back I gotta do some work on, right? So but it's funny, my coworker, he's a trainer. He's like, look, we're gonna go to the gym, I'm gonna train you on how to lift the back. And I'm like, I don't know, it's gonna take years of lifting to get those results.
I told her, Series K, I told Queen A we could get on the I think I told Series K too, we could get on the table.
Yeah, you might.
Coach Mama have enough. She have enough for both you and I, Series K.
We can get on the table. We can do some exchanging, if you know what I mean.
Wow.
That's crazy. But I mean, I think it's beautiful. I don't think anything is wrong with getting some work done. You know, and so many people think that we do it, and a lot of women do it for the media. They do it for, men. But I believe, I really do, that most women do it for themselves. Most women do it because it makes them feel better. I'm not doing it for not one minute. It is for me. I like to look at myself and turn myself on. I know if I turn myself on, I definitely ain't worried about nobody else. But you feel good when you can look and see your bouncy. Oh, but
or see where she want the work though. We see where she want the work though, y'all.
You see?
Oh, well,
I know, right?
Yeah, we do all kind of crazy stuff in the mirror. Don't try to act like y'all
Look, y'all, I be twerking with not a big backside. So I be in the mirror doing it, y'all. I be twerking. Like, look, I be trying, when I came to Atlanta, I love to dance, right? So I was going to a studio, for dancing. Yeah. And my dance trainer, she was showing me how to shake it, even when you don't really have much. Girl, I was on the ground tearing it up, y'all.
Okay.
I gotta show the video one day.
Oh, Lord.
But look, I had on heels. Let me tell you, I won't wear heels though, because I had on heels. And when for me, I gotta do extra work to make it look like I'm really doing something back there. So I had on heels and I fell, y'all. So I'm like, the heels is not gonna work. I have to wear sneakers. So listen, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, everyone. Don't share, subscribe. It's very important that you like, share, and subscribe because we're going to be doing Patreon giveaways. We're going to be going back to giveaways. So again, like, share, and subscribe.
Yes, you guys are going to love the Patreon because, we really invite those the Patricks and whomever else that has problems with the government and problems with us. on Patreon.
Yeah.
Let's settle the score. So
Mhm.
we invite y'all. Come on in. Come on in the
Yeah,
room.
yeah,
But I like to
definitely.
entertain people who's like that. I like to hear their mind. Like I like to just
Exactly.
Yeah. We'll have Don the realist on there for the government people.
Oh God, did that,
oh
y'all?
God, it would be listen, our show be cut down. YouTube, but I know y'all for the sake of time, we gotta get moving to the next topic. Again, like, share, and subscribe.
Please
Yes.
do, please do. Yes. And speaking on this next topic, this is one crazy topic. I would love to know anybody in the HMB fam. Have y'all heard of this dating trend called roaching? There is a dating trend. You know it's in this generation. They're so look at that nasty demon up there. Oh my God. I cannot.
Lord.
I don't understand their purpose. I hate roaches. But anyway, there's this new dating trend y'all call roaching. And from what I understand, it's if you've been dating someone for a while and then they low key date someone else on you. To me, that's just like just cheating. But I don't know. But anyway, but like they've been dating others while they've been dating you, and you guys are supposed to be exclusive, right? Because I know usually
Mhm.
you can date and it's okay to date different people, but I think it's when you guys make your relationship exclusive, like you're just supposed to be dating him and he's just supposed to be dating you. And you come to find out he has a whole nest egg.
Oh,
Oh my God. I
Yeah.
don't really I can't when okay comes about when a new partner hides the fact that they are sleeping or oh
yep, yep.
Yeah.
and then you wonder why the STD statistic is just going off the panel.
Right.
Oh, roaching. You know, my thing now, when I was looking it up, hearing some research about it, it was coined by this group called Axe Men. Well, wouldn't you know? Axe Men. Wouldn't you know? That's all I need to say on that. Axe
Lord.
Men. Yeah, that sounds like that title will come from on that side. Roaching. So, ladies, tell me, well, I know, Serious K, you're married. So, of course, praise the Lord, you are not in the
Oh,
dating realm. But, Queen A, you are in the dating realm. Tell us how you feel about that roaching.
Well, first of all, y'all, I think I've been roached. I think I've been roached.
Yeah, you're roached.
the
Yeah.
roach.
I think I've been because I was looking. I'm going to read. I'm going to read some of the signs to know that you've been roached. So
Oh,
basically, what it is that basically what it is that you don't necessarily have to be fully exclusive, but you could be dating, and that person could be telling you that you are that they just dating you or whatever. But
Yeah.
in hiding, so in hiding, it looks like you two dating. But when the lights come on, or in other words, when the light is shed, and you
you're
find out, how roaches like they in the dark, right? They're hitting you. The
Scattered.
way
Yeah.
that you turn the light, you just see them scatter all over the place, and then you see roaches mating. You see them on top of each other trying to run, and they mating. So, and then roaches, they go from one mate to the next. They go from one to the next, and they just all over the place. So that's what roaching is. But I
Mhm.
want to read really quick some few signs to know that you've been roaching. I really think I've been roaching, y'all. But look, I'm not dating at the moment, but I tell you, I'm on this thing where I'm just cutting everybody. You're not coming
Yeah.
correct, cutting. So listen, it says some of the things to notice that you've been roach is when you're dating someone and they don't make plans with you or keep plans with you. Also, when they say that I'm not looking for nothing serious, I just want something casual. When they keep you at bay, they keep you at arm's length, right? When they say, oh, you know what, I'm just not ready to date, or they just have some type of excuse, so they keep you close but yet at bay. They keep you at bay close, or but yet at arm's length, so you don't go too far. Also, they very much want to keep it casual, like, hey, I'm not looking to marry, I'm not looking to date at the moment. So they keep saying, they just basically keep telling you all type of signs that kind of keep you kind of at arm's length, so you don't know what's going on in hiding, because they involved with other people, and they may say, you know what, it's the pandemic, I don't want to get involved sexually with anyone. I don't want to go there. I don't want to date because, that's why I said, I think I've been roached because someone told me this. Wait, he roached me, y'all. He roached me. So what it is that the person may say that, with the pandemic, I don't really want to get serious. I don't want to date. I don't want to go anywhere. I don't want to, do this, because they have some type of excuse because of the pandemic, because I may get sick, because of the flu, whatever it is. But yet behind closed doors, they're mating. And when the lights come on, when you find out about it, you find that they've been scattered all over the place, sleeping with this person, sleeping with that person. So that's where the term came from. And they saying that it's even more prevalent now during the pandemic because people say, hey, I want to be safe. I don't really want to get involved. But yet, they are involved and they keep it close by just in case.
Oh, I'm glad I don't have to learn these terms. I'm so happy. I done called somebody a roach, but being roached is crazy.
That is, I should call a person like, you roach, you roach.
You've been approached, and looking up about dating trends. I even saw something called breadcrumbing. I'm like, what?
See, that's too much now.
Now, see, that's what it is. Like breadcrumbing is the same thing. It's a term. Sandrine said, I've definitely been roached in the past. I think we all have in some type of way.
Yeah.
But and I don't know where this comes with this term, but to me, breadcrumbing, and also gaslighting. That was another term.
Yeah. Well,
so it's kind of like the same thing. So that's a good sign to look out for, to know when you've been roached or the person is roaching you.
That's insane. I don't even know. When we on drugs, when we had these babies, because this next generation that's coming up with all this stuff. We didn't come up with none of this stuff. We were still stuck on.
That was that sexual high. That wasn't no.
What was going on in the membrane?
Look, you know how sex traps you, right? You be all like, you get all sorts of senses.
Here, honey. Woo! Speaking of roaching, let's dive right off. Hi, Donna. Can't stay, just came in to say hello. Thanks for dropping in. Donald is one of our dedicated guest co-hosts. We love him to death. Speaking of roaching,
I would love to hear what Donald would have to say about the roaching.
Definitely when he come back. Bring roaching back up.
Right.
Like, what roach? Is that some more country?
You know what? Now I think about it does sound country.
It's crazy.
But speaking of roaching, y'all, let's dive right off into our topic about relationship changes during the pandemic. Now, I don't think a lot of roaching been going on in 2020, but it maybe so when 2021 popped up, then all of a sudden the light came on, the roaches all
right.
Roaching became in full effect, I believe, maybe in 2021, but in 2020, so much was going on as far as everyone were quarantined together, and there was a lot of breakups too, during 2020.
Yes, a lot.
People, sticking together, which is very sad because when you don't know, we all just can assume, but none of us know our expiration date, but we definitely can pray and hope like hell that, we still have a lot of time here left on earth and, and assume it. But, because people was just dying left and right. And in our topic about the COVID, hey, it seemed like it's back. We're back where we started, in 2020, as far as people dying left and right. You just don't know when that time is up for you. And with the sickness that's going around, we're not using wisdom. We're just like, seem like we're just like, the hell with it all. If I get it, I get it. If I don't, I don't. And not thinking about or considerate of, other people and their children. We may be strong enough. Clearly, it shows that many of us are not. But some of us may be strong enough to handle it. But then what about that person's child? May not be as strong enough if they get it to handle it. So we're just not concerned about one another. But moving on to the relationships, how they're just, now people are coming out and they want a divorce or they don't want to stay with this person, or the person found out they've been roaching. They have a whole tribe, in the next city or the next state. And they were all, oh, I love you so much during the pandemic. Oh, I don't want to leave you. And oh, I realize you're the one. And then the minute the sun come out, what? I mean, I didn't say you were the one. You might be one of the ones, but I didn't say you were the one.
Mm-hmm.
So it's sad. It's tricky. It's not funny, but it's a very sad situation how people take love so lightly, and how it shows how many people do not even understand love or even love themselves. How they treat one another. Serious K, what would you say about this relationship
Well,
saga going
well,
on?
it was interesting. I read an interesting story where a young lady she talked about how she met this guy and they had this amazing relationship, during the pandemic. They were locked up together and stuff like that. And then as soon as, everything opened back up and they went back out, he treated her like crap, like I'm not with you, and all this kind of stuff. So she was like, what happened? But I noticed that there have been a lot of breakups, after the pandemic.
Yeah.
And we see it even in Hollywood. MC Light, her and her husband, they broke up, during the
Wow.
pandemic. Kelly Clarkson, her and her husband, they been going through this thing for a minute. But, I was also reading where attorneys said that they saw the highest rate in divorce in November 2020 all the way to January 2021. When you think about the celebrities and then some of us common people too, when you with somebody, just maybe, 2-3 weeks out of a month, it's like, okay, yeah, I can deal with that person. And then, and then you go away, but then you come back and then the pandemic happened. You like, damn, then y'all together. You like, wait a minute, this ain't the person that I'm with 2-3 weeks out of the month.
Yeah.
So, you gotta that just show people like, okay, like, does this person really love me? Can I live with this person? So a lot of people just kind of saw the real you or the real them or that real person. And it's sad. I mean, during the pandemic, like my husband, he was working, but I was at home, but still, we still liked each other. We still loved each other. We still love spending time with each other. But it's very unfortunate that some people, they just can't dwell in the same house for long periods of time without fighting or arguing and stuff like that. So it's very unfortunate.
It's really sad. Queen A, what are your thoughts on?
Well, it's like people true colors were coming out during this pandemic. And when you live with someone and you are in a relationship, like you're now spending more time because you can't, you're in the house more. You can't get you can't get to go so many places. So now you got to deal with that person. And some people don't know how to get through that. Some people don't know how to handle all day with that person, and you get to know the person on a whole nother level. Like, wow, I didn't even know you had this, or you were this way, or you were that way. And another thing is the pandemic, it made a lot of people frustrated. So because of that, they didn't know how to deal with the frustration with the whole change, because the whole world had to change within a matter of days. So some people didn't know how to deal with that change. And that's why it's important to learn change management, not just for businesses, but in personal relationships, because you got to know how to change with times, how to pivot and, change your mindset, change. That's why the Bible speaks about renewing your mind daily, because you got to do that in order to deal with situations and deal with people, especially.
Yeah.
But, to that point though, when it comes to relationships, I did notice that it was a big thing. It seemed like it was a trend too, like everybody, not everybody, but it seemed like that. So many people were breaking up and I couldn't understand it. But I believe that this time happened where God wanted to pull us closer together, but instead people were pulling apart. And this is a time that we need to really come together more so than ever. But instead people were pulling apart. Because they didn't know how to deal with the changes. They didn't know how to deal with certain things. And I think that's, very important to learn how to deal with change and go through the changes and just deal with life, deal with people. So,
You know what?
Go ahead.
Oh, no, I was going to say, I just think about the women that were dealing with domestic abuse,
Oh, yes.
I bet it was like really hard on them and the
oh
kids that
God.
were being abused and stuff like that. And hopefully some of those people came out of that after lockup. I hope some of those women got away. I hope they were in the numbers of the breakups and divorces.
I
because
Yeah.
I
hope
can
so
only
too.
imagine just having to deal with that day and night, and
Yeah.
not having anyone to support you because people can't come over and see you. You can't get out. You can't really get away like you could before.
Mm.
So I hope some of those ladies found a way to break away from that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yes.
really hope so too. That's wow.
Yeah,
I didn't even think about that, but that's so true.
yeah.
Do you think that with COVID, with the pandemic, and seeing how the relationships have just took a turn for the worse, do you think it has made society, by those relationships going their separate ways, by people just being a certain, as far as being a certain way, as far as energy wise, do you think it has made society even more worse, or it has made us better, or what are your thoughts on?
Well, that's why Roaching came out.
Yeah.
You think the pandemic created roaching?
Hmm.
I think it was already there, but I think that it allowed people to have an excuse
Mhm.
to say, oh, because of the pandemic, I can't really see you because of this. It allowed to have some type of excuse as to
Yeah.
why they can, get involved with other people, or maybe not spend time with you, or maybe not see you, or whatever. So, it's sad, but this pandemic took people out, y'all. Like, mindset wise, relationship wise, it's taking people out. Um,
What do y'all think as far as spiritually? What would y'all say as far as the how everything has panned out, and with the lockdown and everything? What would y'all say as far as how has it affected everyone spiritually, and how has this been, a spiritual journey?
Spiritually, let me just I just want to backtrack on the COVID. Spiritually, I think that COVID brought a spirit with it,
Hmm.
like a
oh yeah,
demonic spirit. It's people are just acting really, really crazy. Like, and some people you're seeing the real them. Earlier, Coach Shalonda, you talked about, I thought something was wrong with me. I thought I had a mental problem. I believe, like, right now, the state that this country is in, I wouldn't be surprised if all of us have some type of mental illness or mental defect going on that we need to talk about, that we need serious help about. Because I mean, okay, and then spiritual wise, for some people, it brought you closer to
Hmm.
God. It brought you closer because you seeing loved ones pass away from COVID.
Hmm.
You're seeing just people just fighting, just this country just in a disarray, and you just seeing the ugliness, and it just pulls you closer to him. It just makes you want to be closer to him. And also, when they put the churches online on social
oh
media, you
yeah,
had more people tuning in, people that didn't even go
yeah,
to church were
Right.
yeah,
watching church.
Yeah.
Some people join church online, because some people do. They no excuse, but they do. They like being in the comfort of their home, like
right.
watching pastors and watching church and stuff like that. So a lot of people got closer to the Lord, and
Lord.
that's a great thing with what's going on in our country. Then you think about Afghanistan, you think about people fighting over vaccine, no vaccine,
Yeah.
mask, no mask.
Right.
All this kind of stuff. We need that. We need God in our lives right now because
Yeah.
we don't know what's next. We didn't even know COVID was coming. Okay.
Right.
We don't know what's
Right.
next for 2022. So we have to brace ourselves and we have to be ready. We
Yeah.
have to we have to seek God. We have to Nikki mentioned earlier, we need to fast and pray. She was talking to
Yeah.
you, Queen A, but we gotta start going back to the old school ways. We gotta
Yes,
go back
Lord.
to fasting and praying for our
Altars of our
country, for our
heart.
kids, for our
Yeah.
families.
Yeah.
Yes,
That's
yes.
right. Queen A, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, I'm not going to get too much into it because I know we're going to be ending soon. But I think it's more important. I think God is sending a message, and it just reminds me of the Bible, the book of Revelation, as well as in Genesis when they were in the wilderness. The Israelites were in the wilderness. I feel like we're in a wilderness, and we are in transition. And then what happened wasn't, at that time when they were in the wilderness was they wanted to pull away from God because they were so stressed and couldn't figure out what was going on. And remember, all type of things were happening, diseases,
Yeah.
all type of stuff was going on, and they couldn't
Yeah.
figure out. And they felt like, okay, you pulled us away out of what was comfort, to make us go into a wilderness. So I think we're in the wilderness time, and I believe that we need to really look and seek God out more than ever.
Yeah.
Because we are, not everyone's going to make it through that transition.
Yeah.
And that's what God is saying. Like, are you strong enough to make it through the transition? So I think it's more than ever. We need to seek God's face. We need to pray more than ever. We need, and also, Nikki, she mentioned fasting. That's what I'm going to be doing this next week as well, as fasting and detoxing. And we
Yeah.
need to fast. Like, it's like we really need to fast.
Yeah.
Another thing is getting your health in order. I know we're not even going to get into this topic. We probably save it to next week, but with everything that's going on with the COVID numbers, we need to really get into really just taking care of ourselves health wise, and not giving up on, because sometimes we like so stressed out, we so busy trying to make things happen in our lives that we forget to eat, correctly, forget to eat healthy. So it's important now to start doing an exercise regimen, getting healthy, detoxing, fasting, whatever you got to do, exercising, whatever you have to do. You want to make sure that you are healthy, taking your vitamins, getting your immune system up, because we don't know what's going to hit next. And especially we see in the surge in numbers, we don't know what's going on. But now, we just got to look to God and just be able to change with the times.
Yeah.
You got to be prepared for change.
Prepare for change.
Yes.
Yeah. And as we can see that Delta is on the horizon, honey. Delta is coming in, and she, she's not playing. So these numbers are going right back up, and life is going on as usual. And it doesn't seem like, anyone is, trying to slow down or try not to do as much as they would do on a normal, but they're just like, hey, I'm just going to live my life and whatever. But, sometimes, we didn't get it. Clearly, if there's roaching, we didn't get it the first time. We didn't get it 2020, or I don't think roaching would have existed or been created or anything like that. But more so seem like people are just going on the rampage, and they're just like, I'm going to get it all in. And that just, to me, it just shows how you value your life, because this is just for a season. This is just for a time. It's like you have a whole life ahead, to party, to travel, to do so much and enjoy life, but this may be a time where, you do, as you mentioned, Queen, they do need to get together and fasting. And fasting, you're fasting and communing before the Lord. You're not going to do those things that you would normally do while enjoying life. Fasting to obedience and sacrifices of the flesh. So my flesh want to go to this concert. My flesh want to go, on this island. My flesh want to do this and do that. But God said, I need you to come.
My flesh want to roach too, y'all.
Our flesh don't want to roach.
Girl, listen.
Woo! I want to, mingle with the nest eggs out there and create other nest eggs. But we can't do that, people. We cannot. We love you. This has been a great show. We didn't get into, into the COVID numbers and the COVID surges, but just know we're going to shed some light on that next week. We are so glad to have our family tune in, as they always do. You guys are so supportive, and you're always coming through. We love you all. Like I say, stay tuned for Patreon. Patreon, we're going to go deeper into our conversations. It's going to be real and raw and naked conversations. You have to be a member. Membership is probably a cheeseburger from McDonald's. For the cost of the membership, it's really nothing. And it's to support the Heart, Mind, and Voice show, so that we can do and reach out even more to the community and have even more information for you and resources for you, because we are for you and we love you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe on our YouTube, on our Facebook, on our Instagram, and we shall see you guys all next week. Good night, everyone.
Good night, everybody.